Hello and welcome to a very noisy and a very busy 2016 Geneva Motor Show.
That's right, and I'm going to be taking you around the show to show you the cars you're going to be driving in the very near future. Seat have been teasing us for years about an SUV and it's finally here. It's called the Attacker. Engine-wise, the range starts off with a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine pushing out 114 brake horsepower. There's also a 1.4 turbo with 1.6 diesels, 2 litre diesels, front-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. To be arriving in September, priced from £18,000. This is the Q2 and it's the smallest Audi SUV ever. Now, whilst the looks are pretty unremarkable, apart from the chiseled, scalloped outside along the doors, it's pretty much same old Audi, which means it'll sell by the bucket load. But the big thing about this car is the interior, because it has a wealth of personalisation options. Prices should be kicking off from around the £20,000 mark, and we should be getting it in the UK at around November. Now, in the world of hypercars, they don't come much more special than a brand new Bugatti. And the one behind me is the brand new Chiron, the replacement for the Veyron. And would you just look at it? It looks fantastic. Okay, so the raw figures. Well, we've got an 8 litre quad turbo W16 engine. Now, how much power does it produce, I hear you ask? Well, it's 1,479. So how much is it going to cost? Well, it's going to cost over £1.4 million. They're only producing 500 of them, so get your order in quick. Now, you can always count on the Italians wowing the crowds here at Geneva, and Lamborghini have done it with this. It's the Centauro. This is one massive, wonderful looking coupe. Under the bonnet, under the engine cover I should say, is a 6.5 litre V12 pushing out 760 brake horsepower. 0 to 62 takes 2.8 seconds. Now, Lamborghini are only going to make 40 of them, 20 coupes and 20 roadsters. They cost £1.6 million each, the problem being they're all sold. It's the Maserati Levante, and yes, Maserati have finally done an SUV. Powering the Levante in the UK will be just one diesel engine, a 3 litre V6, and it's mated to a permanent 4-wheel drive system. The big problem for the Levante is the Jaguar F-Pace, which does quite a lot of the same things and is arguably a bit prettier. It's the new GT, and for the moment it's just a concept car. Now, it's powered by a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine straight out of the Vauxhall Corsa, which means it could go into production tomorrow, if only they change a few things like the red wheel and the interior. I just really want Vauxhall to make it because I think it looks so exquisite. MPVs, they're dead, aren't they? Well, Renault thinks so. That's why for its new Scenic, it's given it a bit of a crossover theme. Renault hasn't forgotten practicality. It's still bigger on the inside than the old Scenic. You can have it as a 5-seater or as a 7-seater in the Grand Scenic version. Renault hasn't forgotten efficiency with this car. The entry-level 1.6 litre diesel, for instance, should come in at under 100 grams per kilometre of CO2. We'll be seeing more of this car later this year. I think it's a winner. This car debuted a new powertrain for Skoda. It's a petrol-electric hybrid powertrain, 1.4 petrol engine mated with an electric motor. Whether or not VW are going to allow Skoda to use this or not, we don't know. But if they do, it should be very exciting for Skoda. Prices should be kicking off from around the £20,000 mark, and if they do so, will significantly undercut cars like the Land Rover Discovery Sport. It's the Tesla Model X. It's the 7-seat SUV version of the Tesla. Range of this car is about 250 miles. This particular one is a P90D, so it'll get from 0 to 62 miles an hour in under 3 seconds. It'll be going on sale later this year. Tesla haven't confirmed the prices, but it should kick off from around the £50,000 mark. It's going to sell like hotcakes. This is probably the most important car for people like you and I. Why? It's because it's probably going to be the next Honda Civic. Now, for the time being, it's just a design concept, but Honda has a habit of putting its design concepts largely unchanged straight into production. And of course, there'll be a choice of engines from 1 litres, 1.5, some diesels, but most importantly of all, there will be a Type R along at some point. Now, this doesn't happen very often. It's the launch of a brand new Aston Martin. It's called the DB11. Now, this car is new in 2 very important ways. 1, it debuts a brand new design language. 2, there's a brand new engine. It's a twin-turbo V12 pushing out 600 brake horsepower. Now, Aston Martin assure me that this sounds like the old, fabulous, naturally aspirated 6-litre V12. Whether or not it will actually sound like that, the jury's out. But I'm just going to leave you to carry on looking at it because it's absolutely stunning.
You definitely need to have some cars to dream about.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us for this look at the 2016 Geneva Motor Show. We'll see you next time.